The current polls from ARD and ZDF are indeed truly spectacular. The Traffic Light Coalition currently has 0% of the votes, and Alice Weidel is for the first time more popular than our federal Chancellor. Let's take a look at this sensation. Here we go. The Traffic Light Coalition is by far the worst government we have ever had in Germany, and slowly but surely even the last German voter is realizing it. In the last elections, the Traffic Light Coalition was completely punished. They lost a massive number of votes and were partly thrown out of the parliaments. First the FDP and now also the Greens. Be it in the last European election or, as mentioned, now in the Eastern elections. But now, viewers, the Traffic Light Coalition has reached a new low, according to the latest ZDF polls. The Traffic Light Coalition received 0% of the voter support. And that is truly a clear sign. The Bild newspaper reported today, 0%. No one wants the Traffic Light Coalition. Following the disastrous election results in the state elections in Saxony and Thuringia, the next poll shock for the Traffic Light Coalition comes. The ZDF Politics Barometer wanted to know from its survey participants which coalition they currently wish for. The result is devastating for the Traffic Light Coalition. 0% of those surveyed support this three-party alliance, and that, my dear viewers, is really great. No one, really absolutely no one wants to see the Traffic Light Coalition in government anymore. I mean, you and our viewers have known this for quite some time. But now it is officially confirmed by the ZDF poll. It is important to know this does not mean the parties of the Traffic Light Coalition aren't getting votes. They are still getting some, but no one wants to see this coalition anymore. Furthermore, it must be said about the ZDF study that it is unfortunately once again completely biased and not neutral in its reporting. Because the Bild newspaper continues to write about the preferred coalition of the Germans, but other coalition options are also not well received by the respondents. A government made up of SPD, Greens and Left Party only wishes for 2%. Black-Green stands at 6%. Black and Yellow stands at 8%. Red and Green also at 8%. The highest level of support among respondents is for a grand coalition of CDU, CSU and SPD with 23. Well, did you notice something in these words? Here, a total of 6 different coalitions are considered by ZDF. In total, even coalitions like the Greens and the Left Party, which only received 2%. And in none of these coalitions is the AfD even mentioned, although the AfD is currently in second place nationwide in Germany as of now. So, how can it be that 7 different coalitions are being considered here, but none include the AfD? So, I strongly assume that ZDF either manipulated the question so cleverly that one could not indeed actually select the AfD. Or there were even positive results with the AfD and those are simply being ignored. Or it is being lied about, because I bet that at least 17% of the German population currently prefers a coalition between the AfD and CDU, because the AfD alone currently has that same percentage. And they certainly will not support any sort of green, yellow or left coalition, definitely. So, ZDF is engaging in significant Traffic Light Coalition bashing and is jumping on the current trend. Because it's clear there are many clicks for that, but the AfD continues to be completely ignored. But what can one expect from a ZDF after the ZDF completely shocked Germany with the last appearance of the ZDF head? Indeed, certainly. In contrast, the situation is different with ARD. ARD conducts New Germany Trend every month. And the latest Germany trend from September is truly spectacular for the AfD. Here you can see the Germany trend. For September, the AfD and the CDU were each able to gain 1%. The Greens, FDP and others are losing 1%. If we now scroll to the 7th slide, we can see spectacularly the politician satisfaction at the national level in Germany. And at the top are still Boris Pistorius, Friedrich Merz, Sarah Wagenknecht and Robert Habeck. But then in 5th place, there is a sensation with Alice Weidel from the AfD. Alice Weidel remarkably achieves the highest ranking ever reached by an AfD politician, and she is even ahead of Federal Chancellor Olaf Scholz. And it has never happened before that an AfD politician stands in front of the Federal Chancellor. Additionally, you can see in this graphic that among these top 7 politicians, 6 of them have lost support, in some cases even by 6. Only Alice Weidel from the AfD was able to gain in satisfaction ratings. So, little by little, Alice Weidel is gradually climbing up the popularity scale. And more people are celebrating the AfD leader for her politics. And who knows, maybe by 2025 she will be the most popular politician in Germany, and then she will finally win elections. But she doesn't have to do much for that. Because when you take a look at the most important political issues in Germany and then see how the other parties are failing in those areas, the AfD automatically rises. Here you can see the most important topics in Germany. And in first place by a huge margin is the topic of immigration. And here in the next graphic you can see, especially on the topic of immigration, the Traffic Light Coalition has absolutely no competence. The Left Party and BSW are also assessed as completely incompetent in this area. And I say this rightly. And here in the next graphic, we can now see the derived consequence from this. More and more people consider the CDU's firewall against the AfD to be wrong. You see, indeed, the line of approval for the firewall continues to go down. And that means that more and more people in Germany desire a collaboration between the CDU and the AfD. And they indeed wish for a large conservative coalition. And ultimately, finally, politics for Germany again. And this shows us again that ZDF has messed up with the possible coalitions. So we can say that no one in Germany wants to see this traffic light coalition anymore. People are fed up. In contrast, acceptance for the conservative government between the AfD and CDU is rising. The East is currently the leading example, and all of Germany will follow suit next year. What do you think of a conservative government with the AfD and CDU? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments below the video. 2001.